right, there we back. Almost good people. Episode number 400,000. It is Bruno and Ludwig. Have all the other episodes been edited? No. Have they been uploaded? No. Do we have a backlog of 5,000 hours of footage? Yes.
We promise.
We promise it will come. It will all... We're precautiously recording, no? Precociously, I just learned the word.
We're precociously announcing.
We're announcing the release of this.
Yeah, you know we still need to do, because we still need to find the song.
Yes.
A song that doesn't have a license. If you're a musician and you're listening to this, you can't, because it's not out.
By the time this is out, we will probably have recorded episode 500.
Yeah.
And the first one's out, and they're like, you look young in the videos. when was that? 2 years ago.
Dude, no, at some point, look, let's just use something generic and hope one of you guys... You don't even have to be a good...
Kendrick, and he's gonna...
No, you don't even have to be a good musician, okay? Just you know one of those ridiculous pianos that you need to blow to play?
Yeah. Something like that.
Dude, just make us a sick intro, dude, and that's
all
good.
we need.
I feel like because it's based in Berlin, it needs to be...
You gotta talk in the mic.
I feel like because
Not so close.
We're based in Berlin, it needs to fuck you.
You look at me, but look, I'm
doing like this. You see, I'm like,
then do it like
no, but
this.
like it's cool because I'm like, you know, like when the guys.
It's not they're not cool in audio. Yeah, you're holding the clip, and I'm sitting there in post, and I have to edit you individually up and down because my man's talks for a living, but doesn't know how to speak in a microphone.
Okay, so.
Yeah, because you always do this.
Because what would be cool? Yeah, I like that because it's, you know, it tracks you.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I'm developing. But yeah, because Berlin, we gotta. And the poster that Mila Panic made us is so
Berlin.
So Berlin. It's not Berlin, but it's like it's undergroundish. So we gotta go with some music that's like,
Taylor.
You know, it has to
Make it Taylor Swift.
Make it Taylor's.
No, we need.
Can we afford, dude?
No,
we could pick.
There's no way we could afford.
We could pick the crappiest demo that she recorded when she was 9 years old, and it's like, can we use 10 seconds of this? And they're like, yeah, $1 billion.
Yeah. No, you cannot.
$1 zillion per episode.
I love when you go through your like the stuff that you saved as like your favorite. If you go through mine, it's just crazy. You have rap, then you have like old rock and roll.
Yeah,
then you have our podcast episodes. And then you have like...
I think it needs to be some old school rock and roll.
Yeah, I really like the Johnny B. Good. I like the...
Yeah, but motherfucker, you're talking about shit we can't afford.
Of course not. Like, but we can't afford any of the old...
Yeah, but old style, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And also, we could always look for... You know, I think you have a poster. No, who has a poster? I forget. Who? You know who Rodriguez is?
No.
Sixto. So there's this guy.
Six God. Drake?
The 69 Gal? No. There's this guy that like they made a documentary about. He was like an American musician, like same time as Bob Dylan around that time.
Yeah.
And he somehow became huge in Australia and South Africa.
Yeah.
Like they sent some, and he didn't know he was huge.
Oh yeah, what is it called? The
Sugar Man.
Sugar Man.
Yeah. So we could look for some Sugar Man type of dude. It's like he made some good songs and nobody knows them.
And they can't claim any royalties.
No, I mean we'll pay him like $50. We'll be like, dude, you're about to die. Can we pay you $50 to use this?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's fine. He needs the $50.
I listened to the song we played in the beginning, which probably will be edited out by the time. The Weekend by Mac Miller.
Fit Miguel.
I love it. This is a great song when you bike away from your home and head to the first show of the night.
But you know what I've been doing? I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great intro.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been like biking to work and raw dogging. No headphones, no nothing.
It makes it easier to start working.
But not only to start working, but just like it's such a nice way to get through all of your thoughts and all of your like. I'm also trying to do it when I get back home after shows.
Yeah.
Because then I could just download everything, just process, and like by the time I'm done, it's like I know where my head is at.
Yeah.
Like it's man, it's who knew doing nothing was so good for
Was
you?
the secret. It really feels like there's a backlog of thoughts that you knew you had, but you didn't really deal with. And then you just one by one, you're like, all right, this is what I want to do with this. Da, 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 da. And at some point, your brain is actually like, now I want to listen to music because I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for like letting all this out. Let's do
Yeah.
some cool stuff.
I don't know if you've ever had this where you come up with a joke about something that happened to you like 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, I should have come up with that when it happened, but I was wearing headphones. So only now I'm laughing about it.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great idea. Sorry, I need to write it down. Not this. This happened. I was just at brunch with friends, and I told a very awkward story.
Always write it down, baby.
And I just rushed here to get there.
Write it down,
But
baby.
yeah, what was the joke you were thinking of that?
Just like honestly, a bunch of like small ideas. I had this idea. I think I told you this premise already, but I was like, I don't know if I even wanna. I had this idea, like, nah. I'll
You'll know. Yeah, don't say then. But
It's-
yeah, you
but
wrote
yeah.
it down later, and
yeah. So many like nighttime rides, or that would have been nighttime rides that became on the way home rides.
yeah.
And then you can just properly sleep. Because again, the book that I sent you a picture of, the one that I've been reading, it's one of the things that they're talking about are like being disciplined in your rest, like really taking care of your sleep and how much it improves everything. It's like if you care about whatever it is that you care about, you should care about your sleep too.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna improve how you do whatever it is. Even if you're like a DJ that like you're supposed to have a shitty sleep schedule, yeah, but you
All
sleep
those are
before.
just stereotypes.
Yeah,
This
you
is the crazy.
They sleep before the show. They sleep during the day. They get good at sleeping. But actually, it's funny. Like if you want to be a DJ and you can't sleep during the day, you're not gonna be a DJ. You're gonna die. Like you're literally you're gonna last for maybe 3 years on speed, and then you're gonna crash. But like I've talked to people like DJs with like 30-year careers or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like healthy. Like they don't do drugs before their set is over. You know?
Yeah.
Like they work when they're working. Dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what I realized. Like sometimes because I'm so hyped after a show, I arrive home and it takes me like an hour and a half to fall asleep. And it's like on a weekday.
Yeah, really.
Dude, I arrive home at like from shows at like 11. I'm in bed by 12:30, and I sleep like 6.5, 7 hours.
Yeah.
That's not terrible, but in reality, I should arrive, shower, in bed, 8.5 hours. Because that's the other thing.
Whoa. If you sleep more than 8, man, it's a different life.
But you should be. Like,
No, that's what I mean. Like, I know if you do that, it's a different quality of life.
That's the mission, dude.
Oh,
That's the goal. Sleeping 8 hours.
Talking about DJing.
Our parents would be so proud. Remember when you were a kid and you were like, "No, I don't want to go to bed yet," and now we're like, "Sleep is good."
Yeah. We had a conversation yesterday about. Quick thing before that, Luke. We had a conversation about this yesterday, coming back from the shows, about like, how happy you get when you lay in bed after like a long day, and you're just like, oh. And dude, I didn't even plan on doing it, but I was in the train just like reminiscing. I was just like, oh yeah, I can't wait to do that. And they were like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, oh, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good when everything is done. I get just laid down.
I saw a meme before about a Shaq. You know the basketball player. I just wanna, and he's DJing, and the meme was about him, why he DJs, and he was like, it's not for money. I don't know if you know this about him. Like he's now like he does big shows.
Yeah.
And he was like, I DJ because it's the only way I can recreate the Game 7 energy
That's wild.
that I don't get to recreate anywhere else. And I'm like, that I see that. I feel like I can understand.
But how, like, I can't imagine that level of pressure from DJ.
I mean, if you play for 30,000 people,
Fair.
if you play for an arena,
Fair. Yeah. Because I feel it with stand up because you can't just let the track play. Actually, you could. I think at some point you get to a level where you just.
You have your tested bits that you can just.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like yesterday, I was getting tired. For example, and like I was doing a 30, and I was getting a little tired, and also like I felt like I was kind of. I was doing fucking well, so it's like it's not like the crowd noticed, but I noticed myself, like I was kind of like just trying to finish a bit, just trying to get it over with, basically, and I was like, dude, I need to wrap this up, and then I got the light and I wrapped it up on time. Well, I didn't notice that I got like the 5 minutes left light, so I did like 28 instead of 30 or something like that.
Yeah, well,
It's fine. I could have done 35 and closed, but that's the thing. By the end of that thing, I was like already like, man, I'm not in this anymore.
yeah. And if you get the chance, it's nice to like, like big waves, like get the jet ski out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I also got a huge because I finished this whole bit about like my romantic life or whatever, and then like there's this couple that were holding hands that weren't holding hands when the show starts, and when my set started, and I was like, oh, you guys. Did I just scare you into fixing your relationship? Did I just make you like fall in love again just because you don't want to be single from hearing my shit?
Yeah.
And they were just like fucking dying, and the crowd, like some paraphrase of that, right?
Nice.
But big laugh, and I'm like, fuck off.
Thank you, everybody. It's been my time.
This was totally how I planned on ending.
Yeah, fair.
And then I just dodged. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, but it made me realize that like, the feeling of being in the pocket, the pressure is good.
In the pocket.
In the pocket, surrounded by all the pressure.
Yeah.
The pocket is what they call it. Like, I don't know where it actually comes from, but I know they use it a lot in fighting, where it's when you're in punching range, like when you can get hit, but you can also hit.
Oh yeah.
So that's
That's the pocket.
And I think in basketball they would use it, for example, for where you're like. You can shoot, but you're close to a defender too, or something like that. You know, so like high stakes, like high pressure moments.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know.
I like it though. I like those moments, but often, like, what it also helps you realize, at least for me, like most of the moments we have, if you approach them with a kind of like light, like this is not that serious kind of mentality, you do way better.
Yeah.
If you like, this is important, but let's just have fun.
Yeah, it's always the case.
It's a different.
Because a newer comedian from Dresden was asking me about that. She was like, hey, like, how do you seem natural on stage? It's always weird when people compliment us because we know we're like fairly new still.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, because right now, if there's like a 10-year comic that's listening to me give advice about being natural, they're like, Bruno, you're an idiot. But yeah, like what I
mean, by the time this comes out, we'll be doing stand-up for 10 years.
We'll be 10. But yeah, I told her like what ended up working or what ends up working for me is just like not memorizing anything and just having fun with the ideas. You know, like this makes me laugh, so I'm gonna enjoy telling it to you. And if you enjoy it too, great. If you don't, but
so be it.
But you have to enjoy it, and I think that's also a reason why I like cut off the set because I was like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. Let's give them a good show, and then peace out. Like,
so if you manage to end on a high.
To be fair, I was like, I need to bail 25 minutes into a 30-minute set. So it's not like I was.
No, you didn't let anyone down or the host. Like.
Yeah, and I wasn't trudging through the mud or anything. Like, I honestly, and I would say, one of the things that I've been doing way more is writing every day. And one of the things you told me to do was kind of set up like a 45-minute set for your 30s. So you feel less.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, I did it for this one, and man,
it's nice, no?
Smooth sailing, dude. I felt so relaxed. It was like I think, and I'm doing it now for most of my sets because I'm doing the set list every morning.
Yeah.
And it just I'll put on like 10 minutes for a 5-minute set or something like that.
Oh, and it's perfect. Also gives you the opportunity to kind of select in the moment because let's say you have. if it's a 10-minute thing, kind of know, like 7 jokes you're working on, whatever mood shift happens in the room, you're able to still try a new joke that is now addressing the situation.
Yeah.
So you're still trying new stuff, but it's more connected.
Yeah, for me, what I do is I'll still address the thing. So, like, I went on a tangent recently about, like, sustainable bombs that I was like, this is going to be a bit now.
Okay.
So I was like, this is cool. But it allows me to, like, to just know that if I'm going on a tangent, it's because I want to, not because I have to. You know? Like, it's not that I don't like anything that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have all the stuff I want to work on, and the only reason I'm going on a tangent is if I really want to go on this tangent.
Yeah, if it just happens.
Yeah, it happens, and I like it because sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You're just rambling.
I'm rambling, and I don't want to, but yeah, like, and also I think a lot of the times it helps because I have like, I don't know, 5 things I want to work on, and if I like they're half baked or whatever. If like it can happen that they don't work at all and I just need to next. And so the way I planned the 10 minutes was with me not having to bail on those, you know? And so when they're working or when they're not working and I bail on 3, I still got enough to finish my set.
Exactly.
You know? I got 2 more. Like, so yeah, it's been fun. It's been cool.
That's great, yeah.
Your boy's backing.
That's very good. I don't know. The backen, by the way, is something we came up with in Dresden because we were eating in front of it at the Christmas market, and there was a bakery, and Bruno was like, "What is that? Were you asking what it means?" Or
no, I know what Bäckerei means.
But jetzt wir backen was like the now we're baking.
No,
was kind of the joke about the food.
I think
that then made it into like a running gag.
I think something happened that that I wanted to say. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, exactly. And then he said, "Now we're back in."
And I didn't.
And
know.
I laughed so much. That was so funny.
And also it's technically it should be wir backen jetzt, right?
No, jetzt backen wir. No. Wir backen jetzt. Yeah.
So that was the other reason that. Because I already said it like an idiot, but Ludwig was like, "Oh, the grammar is so wrong."
No, that's not why I laughed. It just was so hideous. Not because it was like,
Jetzt wir backen.
Yeah. The voice killed me. That was.
Jetzt wir backen, and now it's
a running gag.
It's a running gag. Shout out the Bäckerei is what we call any show that we do. The Backwaren, which is the baked goods.
Yeah.
Which we call every joke that's edible.
Yeah. I want to be completely transparent here. I'm yawning nonstop if you're watching this on video. I was out last night. I went to Süß war gestern, the club. If you've been following at this point, it's the place to be. And they
church.
ruined it.
It's the church.
It's done. Süß war gestern. It's done. They renovated, and the main area where there was the DJ, where the DJ booth is now a bar, and the other area that was a smoking area, that's now a bar, and the DJ booth is super tiny. I'm heartbroken. And I was talking to the people there as well, like other guests, and everybody was like, "Dude, they just renovated." I'm like, "I know," and they were like, "We hate it," and I was like, "Me too."
I never thought I would hear you complain about the lack of a smoking area.
No, the problem is that now the problem with...
Now there's too many bars, or there's less of a line. It sucks.
The problem is now everyone's queuing there. People are not only queuing, but the problem is... Exactly. The rooms are too small for people to order drinks and dance. So now people are just ordering, and they can't really dance.
Oh.
So the problem is the size. The rooms are like...
Yeah,
they were great to dance, and like when the whole back wall was the bar, that was great. So everything was just dancing, and the smoking area didn't disturb anyone.
So people are probably drinking more but dancing less. Which
which is great for the bar, but the vibes were
atrocious.
Oh, it's not the
To
same.
be fair, if you like Susvagesten for every room except the basic bitch room, then you'll be fine. It's just Ludwig that he's gonna miss the 2010s pop hits.
It's
room.
gone. And I was also like, I was dancing with some people, and then we got invited behind the DJ booth, and then that was so bad. We were, and the girls were like, "We want to go," and I was like, "All right, I guess we're going." And then I was kind of, it was obvious that the dude wanted the girls to come, but I was also like, we're all dancing. Like, I'm not gonna now dance alone. So then me and the guy were kind of just looking at each other like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, mate. This is. Can you play some songs now?"
The girls. How many girls?
That was 2.
Okay, so 2 girls, 2 guys.
No, there was a few other guys.
2 girls, 20 guys.
Yeah. It was no, but that was not the main thing. It was just like I would, if they would have been behind the thing and I would have just waited, I would have danced alone.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I went there alone because I wanted to dance. But at this point, I was like, we're making friends.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
Louis likes to make friends at clubs.
Now I'm not. Wow, that was great. We had some great conversations. That is,
Politics,
yeah,
philosophy,
yeah.
meaning of life.
Oh, me, everything.
Dude, there's nothing like discussing the meaning of life with a
In the club,
with a drunk blonde.
Aye.
Shout out blondes.
Aye.
They know the meaning of life.
Aye. Aye.
You gotta know whenever Ludwig just stays silent after I say something.
Reminiscing. No, it's a
Hit a nerve.
No, I gotta really focus on not getting sidetracked into some dude's life. Something about me makes just people be like, "Hey, you're my brother for tonight." And I'm like, "No, dude, I've been there many times. I don't want you to buy me a beer and tell me about your ex-girlfriend. Let me go."
Damn.
If you don't you have these talks with some guys when they're like, "Hey, how's life?"
I think that's something that all comedians have in common, that people just want to tell us shit. for
And I'm
no
like,
reason.
"No, I don't want you. No,
Yeah.
I'm
no.
sorry that I was sometimes people drive me nuts. I was ordering and I was waiting in line, and then one guy in front of me ordered a mate vodka, which is the bottle of the mate, which is like tea, caffeinated tea,
Yeah.
like I don't know, and you got to drink a little bit out of the bottle so he can put the vodka in. So that guy drank in the slowest fashion, and then his favorite song came on, so he used like the bottle as like a flute and was like, and then looked at me like I was gonna be like, "Oh, that's so funny," and I was like, "Mate, drink up." I was like not having it, and then he was like, and I was like,
Man,
Even the bartender was like, "Are you okay?
I
Like,
hate drunk people, dude.
what is wrong with you?"
Fucking hate drunk people.
That was my rant on Zeus. I'm
That's-
very curious. I will give it another try.
Believe it, like, dude. Also, you need to understand that when the podcast starts coming out,
Zeus is probably going to be closed because
it's gonna be popping. No, dude, it's gonna, from all the promotion you've done to Suze, dude, it's gonna go wild. You know how when like Felix mentions the wall at his podcast and then it's sold out for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's eventually
Well,
what's gonna happen.
But this is going to be like gain the magnitude of which where this actually happens when in like a couple of
Man, it's,
episodes manifest.
actually it's better now because we're only gonna have like 20 listeners, but 2 of them are gonna be your stalkers,
And 2 of them
and
are
now they're gonna
even-
gonna know where to find you. They're just gonna go to Suze every
Yeah.
weekend. Just
Oh, it was so funny. A girl recognized me in the club. She just came up to me and was like, "Hey, are you Ludwig?" And I'm like, "Yes." She was like, "You're a comedian." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I went to one of your shows." And I thought because we had shows there that night, I was like, "Oh, you were there at the early show." She was like, "No, another one." I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Good night." I was like, "Whoa, all right. That was crazy."
that was solid.
That was funny though. I laughed.
I like
And then
that.
she just kind of like Hannibal Lecter went back into the
Oh,
crowd.
that's excellent, dude. That's
That was a lot of fun.
If you spot us in the wild, do that, please. Be weird.
And then there were other people that just like it was great because it was late already. I late shows until very late. So when I arrived, people were already making the mistakes, and I kind of just ventured in like a National
People were
Geographic, like capturing this. Oh wow!
Remember the video I sent you? The one about the completely empty party and the dude with the torta.
Yeah,
That's the shit
that was going on nonstop, and I was just like, wow.
That's the shit that you love to see. You love to see like when you're at a club and you see a dude and a chick. They're both just like sloppy. You know.
Oh yeah, and you're like, you just want to stop both of them and be like, don't do it.
Tomorrow you're both gonna be like, why? On Monday you're both gonna be like, I'm never drinking again. And then
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
No, but that was great. Like really interesting people. Everybody was being sad, bonding over the lack of dance space.
Yeah, that is like a crucial thing at a club. You need to be able to dance.
Yeah.
Like if you're like doing that thing where you're like bumping left.
Oh, that's annoying. It's too full.
You gotta be able to bust out the moves. You know.
Yeah.
Ludwig dances like a 70s black man.
I don't know how to tell. Yeah, I don't.
No, I'm kidding. That was inappropriate. That was somehow racist.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I would like to issue an apology.
That was funny though. One of the girl was from Mexico, and she was like, I didn't know you could dance. I almost forgot you were Swiss." And I was like, "What? Whoa! Don't say it like that." I was.
It is true though.
Yeah, but that's my music. And
He dances like if he had slightly darker skin. Let's just say that. His skin tone makes him seem like a worse dancer than he actually is.
Yes, I made actually this is how I'm telling you that that I'm going to physiotherapy because of my ankle.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle in a dance battle when I was 16, and I twisted it so bad that
Can you repeat the words dance battle?
twisted my ankle in a dance battle. Yeah. That's how I learned to dance. It was just like all the guys in my town that knew how to dance, they were having fun and they knew how to dance. And they were hyping everyone up, and you were just standing there like, yeah, we're having fun, and then they will like come in the middle and you're like, oh no.
Bro, Ludwig.
And then I overcorrected a little too hard. Next thing you know, 8 years later, still injured.
Dude, Ludwig fucking lived in a small town with 5,000 people, and somehow there were gangs of breakdancers.
And they were like, whoa, whoa, ew.
They were like,
Ew.
Ludwig, you're not like us. And he was like, no, I am.
I know. I actually like when I started going to clubs, I talked to the people that knew how to dance, and I was like, show me, like, how do you do it? Do you have a move? And they were like, yeah, like this. Perfect. I was just like studying.
Oh, dude,
Because I was terrible. You go to the club at 16.
I was 13, I remember, or like 12 even, and they had like a birthday party, and it was always like in parties in South America, like we start dancing like very early. Well, not very early. I would say 10, 11. So, but it was like just the guys that knew how to dance and had the courage to ask a girl how to dance. And it's like 11, 12. So also I was very socially awkward. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then a girl that was one of my, like, probably my only female friend up to that point in my entire life. She was like, come on, Bruno, I'll teach you. And then she like struggled with me throughout like a 5-hour party to like teach me. And by the end of that, I was like it was like, let's say I had 2 or 3 years of like parties where like the girls and the boys were dancing, and I would always just stand outside and like talk with the other guys that didn't know how to dance.
Yeah.
Dude, it was
honestly, those conversations also great.
Those conversations, they suck, bro. I wish I was playing FIFA. Like,
no, not even that. When you just like, I don't know even what you're.
You don't even
you don't even have a life. Like you just going to school.
This is like a 12-year-old. Like I wish I could, but I can't.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, why do you want to? You haven't even hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, she taught me, and honestly, it changed my life. Shout out Gia. We haven't talked in like 20 years or so. We haven't talked probably since that party.
Yeah. After that, she was like, no more friends. And
She was like, I was enough of a good friend for the rest. He's gonna remember me when he's 30.
Yeah. 5 years. I've paid it forward for the rest.
Dude, literally, it's been 15 years, and I'm still thankful. Like,
Yeah. It only takes a couple of these nights.
Dude, but it's funny how like one person's small gesture is changes
the trajectory.
It did change the trajectory. Because then now I'm not like a great dancer or anything, but I can like have fun and just like do my thing. Whereas I think a lot of guys are like only dancing to flirt or to get laid.
Yeah, and that's the I don't know. Like it also rarely works, I guess.
Oh, in South America it works a lot. In South America, that's how you hook up with people.
You dance and then
yeah. You like you go to a club and you ask somebody you want to dance, and they're like, yeah, and then you make out.
See, that's different. It's not the German way.
Yeah, no, you guys stare at each other.
That's good though. Very polite. Menacing stare.
Honestly, did I tell you what happened to me in Munich? When like the first time I came here, I came for a weekend, and there was this chick staring at me.
The chick.
A lady. I'm sorry. I have been told that I use, like, for me, these are like not despective words at all, but it does sound a little.
It does sound a lot like that.
Yeah. There was a girl
just like when you said thinking about life with a blonde.
The blonde.
I was like, no.
Yeah, that was meant to be despectful.
Yeah, but I think it's a pretty lady.
A pretty lady. Okay,
it's a joke from episode 5. If you didn't.
Hey, reference.
Let's
go to episode 5. If you haven't watched episode 5 and you're watching episode 17, what are you doing? This is chronological of a podcast.
We take a lot of pride in the edit and the references we pull. Okay, next.
Lady.
Yeah,
anyway, so a pretty lady was looking at me.
Yeah.
She was hitting me with the German, the fucking, the fucking Voldemort. And so I looked back to my friend, I talked to him, and she's still right. Like that's what they do a little bit. Like they give you a long stare, they take a break, and then they give you another long. Like they kind of establish dominance to their staring. They establish that
they're like, "Is this serious? It is serious.
Yeah. I am." You thought this might be an accidental stare?
Yeah.
Completely intentional. It's like, who blinks first? I will never. And
am I just lost in my thoughts? Maybe. No, I'm not.
And then my friend was like, I was like, yo, this girl, I'm pretty sure she's staring at me. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, nice. He's a German dude. Shout out Martin Brandt, the most German name on the planet.
Yeah.
So he's like, nice. And I'll go like, okay, fuck it. Nice. I'll make a move. And he's like, yeah, you should. And I just go up to her. I'm like, you want to come dance with me? And she's like, what the fuck? She just freaks the hell out.
Yeah.
And then Martin's like, bro, you never do that. You never ask a girl to dance with you. You just kind of slowly walk towards her and dance. And eventually like dance with her or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what's wrong? He was like, she looked at you and then you walked across the room and asked her to dance. And I was like, this is so normal in South America.
Like an Apache attack helicopter was like...
Oh, it's funny because if like this girl in total must have made eye contact with me at least for 40 seconds before I went up to her to dance. If any Latino woman makes like eye contact with you for 10 seconds plus, you're in. Like actually after the 10th second, they're starting to get annoyed that you're so slow. Like Latinas are way more like quick glance, and it's like, come ask me to dance. And if you don't, you're wasting my time. Germans are, I think, like slow. Come over, move so I can get a look at you from closer, but don't like ask me to dance yet. Like,
don't force me to make a decision.
Dude, and the wildest thing is we fucking went to like, she literally like after that, she like, it was not a chance anymore. She was like properly like, what the fuck? But then we went to another club the next day and I tried it. And I started like making out with this chick, but we didn't.
This woman.
This pretty lady. We should edit this out. Every time I say chick, just say pretty lady.
We just, we bleep it. And just like, I was dancing with, and it was great.
Yeah, so I start dancing with this girl. Like, I don't say a single word. like we start making out. I don't say a single word, and at some point I'm like, "Hey, what's your name?" And she's like, "I have a boyfriend," and then she leaves. So I kind of, and the worst part is my other another friend of mine was making out with the other girl,
Yeah.
like another guy, and he like got her number and everything, and then they started texting, and then she also told him that she had a boyfriend, but like in a like I don't give a fuck kind of way. And I was like, oh shit, you just can't talk to these women. You just gotta keep it like the less words, the better.
Oh, well, that's I don't no.
Yeah, I know it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
Dude, this was my first club in Europe tour or something. So I was like, I don't trust these women anymore. Like, what is this? Like, this is Europe.
Is it like a Latina thing to play hard to get though?
No. Oh well, like Latinas are like, they will play hard to get once they're dancing with you and stuff.
Okay.
But like and like again making eye contact, they'll be like a little bit, not a lot. You know, they're not very direct.
And then if you go for a date, like what's the move?
Dates with Latina girls,
Because you like the move is like the differences between German girls and Latinas.
so with the club, I would say again, you ask them to dance, you dance for a while, like. You get flirty. You can kind of already kiss them on the cheek and like see how they react and like be like.
So it's Bruno's masterclass, by the way.
Yeah, I mean this is Peru as well. Like I remember, I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but like one time I danced with a Brazilian, and I was like trying to like. I was slowly getting flirty, and by song number 2, she just grabs me by the neck and just kisses me. She's like, "Why are you taking so long, dude?" And I'm
You're like, whoa, listen.
This is my favorite culture now. Eu falo português, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Brazil, fucking eu te amo, bro.
Yeah.
I literally became fluent the next day. I was like, fucking, you know, like.
This is the place to be.
Yeah, but no, like I that's just my experience in Peru. Like you slowly like flirt a little bit, and for dates, I don't know. I think it's strange, but you don't really ask. Again, this might be like a. First of all, when I was in Peru, I was like up until like 22, 23. So I think things changed a little bit after that anyway.
Yeah.
But like during college and stuff, you didn't really ask someone out on a date until there was already very clearly like a vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't just go up to someone that you're kind of into and be like, "Hey, you want to go out?" You would be like,
Let's grab drinks.
let's no, you would like meet them wherever with friends, text them a little, like, you know, like kind of it's I would say in that sense it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
And also I do have to say I mostly did hooking up at parties, so I don't have that much dating experience.
You know, dating experience. Well, I thought I could gain some valuable insights for the listeners, but
Are you trying to date some Latinas,
No.
Ludwig?
Where-
Did we just catch you, Ludwig?
Wait, I'm always asking for a friend.
This is a segment called Catch You, Ludwig. It's,
Catch a Ludwig, gathering information in a sneaky way.
when Ludwig oftentimes does not say how he feels, and so Bruno has to catch a Ludwig.
Yeah, many have complained about this. That has been I would say that's the top one complaint was you don't say how you feel.
Facts.
And I was like, I don't like it. I don't like to say.
I don't like feeling.
I don't like to tell you how you feel. I'm like a Latina in that way. I'm like, I give you a glance, but then you gotta come over and like tell and be like, hey, are you in your head and weird and emotional right now? And I'm like, see,
Si, senor.
but you caught me, so now I can share. No, it's
You gotta realize when I'm angry.
no.
But I would tell you that I think in general it's still like a thing of like, from the dates that I have been on, just like you have to kind of stay flirty. And that's one thing I've actually liked about dating here, that you don't have to flirt the whole time. You could just have a nice conversation, and then at the end, you get a little bit more like, you know,
Okay.
you start to hit them with the, you know, the hee hee.
Help.
Fuck.
Help.
Dude, you fucking...
This will be all of this is evidence in some way. This will be. I'll make a reel in 2 years where it's like, were there any early signs? And then it's just gonna be this. You going viral on the Bruno Redemption tour.
Dude, one day a fucking like your future wife is gonna be complaining to me, Ludwig doesn't share, and I'll be like, bitch, you should have seen episode 17. Like, he was telling you, dude. He was telling you. Oh man,
I feel like he's not opening up with me. No, he has never opened.
Yeah,
up.
he's never.
This is a universal problem.
I talk to him for at least 1 hour a week, and he never opens.
Yeah.
I sit him down in a room with a chair, and I only talk to him, and he still doesn't open up.
I do.
But yeah, like I would say that's
the way. Well, I thought maybe there's some like tricks.
no, just stay.
Just be nice. I was just a brunch with. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Like,
just stay flirty. I think is the move.
yeah. I was just at a brunch with a bunch of friends, and that was the common ground we all found, that the current bar is so low when it comes to dates that as a dude, if you have a little bit of your shit together, you are amazing.
That's
so crazy.
But that's half true, dude. I've heard that so
That
many.
is true. Like, that's what the girls were saying. That there was not a boys thing.
Oh yeah. But
That was the girls were like.
But that's what the girls say. Like, and dude, I've had that many times where girls are like, oh my God, Bruno, you don't treat me like shit. This is amazing or whatever. Like, that is a thing. But there's also a big, like, girls that don't.
They don't want that.
They don't appreciate or recognize that, you know? So I think it's like a general fuckboyhood has gone up. And like the bar is low for men, but the bar is low for women too, dude. Like, fucking, in terms of like, I don't know, like the amount of girls that I hear nowadays are just like, yeah, I'm fucking like 5 guys at the same time, and I'm kind of dating all of them, but also kind of not really, and like, who is he to lock me down kind of shit. And I'm like, if a dude was saying this, you would be like, you're an asshole. But
yeah. Transparency is key, guys.
Transparency is key, but at the same time, like, I don't know, dude, I feel like the bar is lower for dating in general. Like,
yeah.
Because honestly, like, I would have agreed with you maybe like a year or 2 ago, but ever since then, I've had like enough experiences of like girls being like, oh, Bruno, you're such a great whatever, or even friends of mine that are telling me this guy's great, but I don't know why, whatever. And it's like, okay, so you don't want to. I think commitment issues are at an all-time high.
I mean, of course, because you have everyone to choose from. Everybody's single.
Yeah,
and most at least.
And that's why when you want to commit, the bar is low in terms of like, there are a few people that actually want to commit, so you'll tolerate more because, okay, he barely has his shit together, but at least he wants to commit. And at the same time, I think for guys it could be the opposite in terms of like, oh, this girl kind of treats me like shit, but you know, I don't know if you've had this, but I feel like a lot of people think they're the shit now, and it's like very selfish culture. Let's say it's very like me, and if dating fits me perfectly, let's do it. But otherwise, like, fuck any kind of, you know, compromise, any kind of.
It's gonna be us scrolling back to the episode, like whatever it was, 6, where we're like, well, we can only date after shows. Like, this is.
We're also kind of like that, to be fair, but like.
Yeah. But honestly, like, I'm very transparent about it. I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's what it is. If it's not for you, I absolutely understand. No hard feelings.
Look, let's just say it this way. I've hooked up with girls that are like, you can't sleep over at my place. Then I gotta leave at like 2 a.m. and like regularly hooked up. And then they'll kick you out at 2 a.m. and you fucking got to work the next day, you know, and now you fucking arrive at your place at 3 a.m. and you gotta fucking sleep 4 hours.
He's done with the fuckings. This is gonna be a mad stuff in editing. Beep. Yeah. And then you beep at the beep and the beep. And there's also, if you beep it sounds like crazy. It's.
Oh, I've learned how to turn down the volume on the beep.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
But yeah, like it's just like what I'm trying to say is like right now there's like shitty people everywhere, and they're trying to normalize their shitty behavior by being like, it's self-care. I'm trying to set my own like boundaries and take care of myself. And it's like, yeah, dude, like you gotta take care of yourself. At
Not
some
at
point,
the expense of everyone else.
exactly. At some point, you just gotta admit you're not ready to date, and that's completely fine. But like, dude, the freaking, the freaking chick. No,
No, this is gonna be.
the freaking pretty ladies that
Join us next week when it's just me,
and the editor that we're paying to bleep me.
which is me.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone just has to be more decent or more transparent, like you said.
Transparent, more honesty, guys. If you don't know it, now you know it. This is the dating podcast. If anyone's not qualified and still gives you advice, it's us.
Yeah. Also, it is called Almost Good People.
Yeah.
So if you expected me to accept my blame in the day, if you expected me to be like, yeah, men are the problem. No, that would be a good person.
No more.
Nope. It's all these pretty ladies that are freaking destroying the dating pool.
That's no good.
No, we're all almost good people.
Almost good people, guys. This was a very tired episode from my side. This was a very, I like it.
Episode.
That was a freaking episode. What a freaking episode. Guys, we have an outro song that we will play now. That will probably not be in the actual episode because we can't afford the royalties. So enjoy the silence while we dance to what will be edited out.